I was raised Christian, and as you can imagine, the belief in Jesus Christ's resurrection from the dead has been an important part of the spiritual teachings that I was raised with. So it's not surprising that, having studied comparative religion and philosophy at Harvard and studied religion, theology, and psychology, sociology at the University of Chicago, I would be exposed to a variety of opinions on the subject of Jesus' resurrection. By the time I was 34 years old, I began to write a journal and keep a journal about my spiritual evolution. And as I did so, I changed my perspective over the course of a year. Now, what I'd like to do is read 4 entries from my journal, published last year by Integral Book Shambhala as the book Soulfully Gay. Okay, so here's the passages from my book. I hope this helps you to understand a little bit better why I believe what I do about Jesus' resurrection. Wednesday, December 31st. Literal belief in a resurrection is not important to me, nor to a great many spiritual people, nor apparently was it important to the authors of the Gospel of Mark, which does not include the resurrection, and overall leaves the impression that Jesus' disciples were still very much struggling with what to think of him after he was crucified. There are many myths and countless religions and folk tales of human or divine figures that rose from the dead. In my own opinion, Christianity's belief in Jesus' resurrection is but one of the most popular examples of such a myth. Belief in a literal physical resurrection is akin to insisting that fairy tales really happened. If something never happened, then I very much doubt the historical accuracy of the resurrection and appearances of Jesus. No amount of insistence that it did will make it so. About 2.5 months later, Sunday, February 15th. Did Jesus really rise from the dead? No. And if I could have been there with a Polaroid camera, what would I have seen? An empty tomb, some say. In the Gospel of Mark, there is no resurrection, but there is an empty tomb. I tell myself that I don't have to have all the answers. Yet another part. Keep searching. Searching for what? What answers do I expect to find? The corpse of Jesus, I think, rotting in the grave, and 2 millennia of Christians whose hopes were as vain as Jesus' plea on the cross. My God, why have you forsaken me? Sunday, June 6th. Could it be? Could it be? Resurrection of the body, astral body, apparitions, appearances, spiritual being, bilocation. I'm so humbled, my knees are weak. Could I have been wrong about so many things all these years? Wrong about faith. Wrong even about the resurrection of Christ. And wrong about something else, too. A dim memory from nearly 5 years ago. Could I have been wrong about that? Wednesday, October 13th, about 4 months later. Did Jesus really rise from the dead? For the first time in many years, my answer to this question is yes, I do believe. What changed? Part of the answer involves a story of a riddle from my past, a troubling breakdown in spiritual experience at age 30, confinement in a psychiatric ward for a time, visions in a hospital room, and an unexpected sight outside my room. I told this story in my journal, see the entries on June 8th and June 15th. And I'll have a bit more to say about it. And part of the answer involves a topic I've written about, my encounter with the integral philosophy. But for now, here's how the story ends. My mind accepts the reality of the resurrection. So, for my readers, if you want the full story, here's the book.